Hi, so this is a teaching for women on eating clean. Now, you might wonder what that means. Does that mean vegan? Does that mean vegetarian? But we're going to talk about what it means to eat clean biblically. Jehovah cares about our bodies as well as our hearts. Our bodies are His temple. So the choices we make, what we put in our body, show our love for Him. Before we talk about actual food, though, we need to talk about holiness. What is it? To be holy is to be set apart, so to be different from the world, to be like Jehovah and His Son Yeshua, set apart. It means obeying His commandments and listening to what He wants, not what the world wants. It means letting His will guide our actions. Even our eating habits are reflected in this. We must be different from the world in our eating habits. Even what we eat reflects who's in our heart, or what's in our heart. Is it the 10 Commandments? Or is it the commandments of man? Are we following our friends, or are we following Yah? The 10 Commandments are all about holiness. They're showing us how to be set apart, to not act like the world. It gives us clear standards, even in what we eat, what we put in our vessels. Even before Sinai, before the 10 Commandments, Noah was commanded in Genesis 7, 2-3. It says, "Of every clean beast thou shalt take by sevens, and of the beasts that are unclean by twos." So this shows the unclean, they weren't for food, because they were sent in male and female in pairs. So if one was killed for food, they'd never breed. They were never for food. Genesis 9, 3-4 says, "Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, but flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat." So we don't eat flesh with blood in it. Noah obeyed before the 10 Commandments. Holiness, being set apart, begins with obedience. In Jubilees 8, 17 and 18, it warns the righteous to abstain from unclean animals. So what is eating clean? Deuteronomy 14:8 says, "And the swine, the pig, it is unclean unto you. You shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcasses." Pigs, they eat anything. They eat rubbish, they eat decaying dead flesh, they eat poo, they eat rotten food, and they carry parasites because of this. Eating it is against Jehovah's authority, and it's also good for us, and He knows that. In 1 Enoch 89, 60-61, it says, "The righteous," which are those people who obey the 10 Commandments, "shall abstain from what defiles, and they should be careful in all things, choosing what is life-giving." Now, why would He say that? Because we have a choice. Now we need to choose to be righteous, choose to eat clean, choose to obey Yah. So even ancient books that were removed from the Bible confirm that we need to eat clean. In Leviticus 11, 10-12, it says, "All that have not fins and scales in the waters, they are an abomination to you." An abomination. And it doesn't say they're an abomination to Him. They are. But it says they're an abomination to you. So they should be disgusting to us, just as they are to Yah. They should be disgusting to us. They should be an abomination to you, to me, as they are to Yah. Shellfish live on the bottom of the ocean, in the mud and the sand, and they eat anything that passes them by. Anything. Bacteria, toxins. So Yah's protecting us again by telling us not to eat them. In Leviticus 11:44 it says, "For I am Jehovah your God, ye shall therefore sanctify yourself, and ye shall be holy, for I am holy." So we need to be different from the world, even in what we eat. We need to keep our vessels clean and be holy. Food tests our heart posture. Let's read Genesis 3 verse 6. It says, "And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he ate." So she desired it, didn't she? So was her heart posture about obeying Jehovah, or her own eyes, and her own stomach, and her own ears when she heard Satan deceive her? Let's see another example of this. Genesis 25:34. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. He was more interested in food than Jehovah's way of doing things, receiving the blessings in the right way. He was more bothered about food than a blessing. Numbers 11:4-6. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting, and the children of Israel also wept again, and said, Who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely. They were lusting after what they used to eat. The cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. There's nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes. So they were coveting food that they were not allowed to eat. Our appetite affects our obedience to Jehovah. We've just read that, haven't we, in a few chapters? If we eat without any care for Jehovah, we don't love him, do we? So do you love Jehovah? Yeshua focuses on the heart, but he never ever cancels out or goes against anything his Father Jehovah says. Let's read Mark 7:18 and 19. Let me just find that. Oh. I'll do this one-handed. These pages are so thin. Right. Mark 7:18 and 19. And he saith unto them, now Yeshua speaking, Are ye so without understanding also? Do ye not perceive that whatsoever thing from without entereth into the man, it cannot defile him, because it entereth not into his heart, but into the belly, and goeth out into the drought, purging all meats? Now let's read Matthew 5:17 and 18. Just find that, hold on. Matthew 5:17 and 18. This is Yeshua again. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. So our holiness, again, includes our heart posture and our obedience. Let's look at Peter's vision in Acts 10:13 to 15. I will be one page off. No. Right. And there came a voice to him, to Peter. And it's Yeshua talking to him. Rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, No, not so, Lord, for I've never eaten anything that is common or unclean. He'd never eaten anything unclean. So why didn't anyone else think it was okay? And the voice spake unto him again the second time, What God hath cleansed, that call not thou, what God hath cleansed, that call not thou common. Sorry about that, my phone died. I had to just charge it. So Peter still observed clean eating. The vision wasn't about that. It was about accepting Gentiles can be grafted into Israel, not removing food laws. Peter had never eaten anything unclean, and he was with Yeshua. So do you not think Yeshua would have told him if it was okay now? Which he wouldn't, because he doesn't go against his Father's will or words. Acts 10 verse 28. And he said unto them, Ye know that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto another nation. But God hath showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean. So it wasn't about food. It was about not calling man common, unclean. It was about accepting Gentiles in. Acts 15:20. But that we write unto them, that they abstain from pollutions of idols, and from fornication, and from things strangled, and from blood. There's the food laws again. And that was from the Council of Jerusalem at the time. Even after Yeshua's resurrection, the Council of Jerusalem at the time still upheld those laws. And we see in 1 Corinthians 6:19 to 20 that our bodies are God's temple, and clean foods honour Jehovah. Let's read that actually. 1 Corinthians 6:19 and 20. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which you have of Jehovah, and ye are not your own? For ye are bought with a price. Therefore glorify Jehovah in your body and in your spirit, which are Jehovah's. Our bodies are Jehovah's, so you must honour that. Jehovah doesn't change, and neither do his standards. Let's look at Hebrews 13:8. Yeshua Messiah, the same yesterday, today, and forever. And if Yeshua is, and he's the perfect image of his Father, Jehovah's the same. His standards never change. Never have, never will. Jehovah calls us to be set apart. Pigs, swine in the Bible, and shellfish are an abomination, so we shouldn't be eating them. Yah tells us this, and we should care more about what he thinks than what we want. So where is our heart? Is our heart all for our own desires, or is it towards what Jehovah wants? Where's your heart? He gives us these laws on what's unclean and clean. Yes, for our physical health, but also our spiritual health and ultimately our life. So don't eat pork, don't eat shellfish, and obey the 10 Commandments.